Hey, bird watchers, today we're going to be checking out a workflow that starts with content from Adobe Experience Manager. Our AEM app gives you a lot of flexibility and controls over the content you want localized. Using tags and paths, it's possible to configure different workflows based on content type, page visibility, and more. So let's dive right in. As usual, let's start off with the event triggers we have available for our AEM apps. We'll choose AEM Cloud as our app, but we also have an app for AEM on-prem as well. Not much of a difference other than the plugin and setup steps, which you can check out in our Blackbird docs pages over at blackbird.io. As you can see, there are two event types that we can check out. The first one is on content created or updated, which will trigger whenever a page is created or updated in AEM. What makes this one so powerful is the amount of different filters we can apply to control which content flows for localization and when the process starts. We can filter by content type. We can use keywords as the filter, or even tags. We can even limit which event type we want to trigger the workflow. But today, we're going to focus on the event called onTagAdded, because this will give marketing and localization teams a very easy way to kick off their process. So let's use some magic to make a bird appear. Now that we have our bird ready, let's walk through it together. We'll be starting our workflow whenever the tag "Ready for Translation" is added to a page. We've also outlined the route path for the content and the content types we'd like to pull in. Next step is we'll download the content. As a reminder, Blackbird takes care of the interoperability for you, so you can pass it to whatever app you need to with no issues. We have 4 languages we need to localize this page into, so we're creating a loop for each target language. For the purpose of this demo, we'll machine translate the content using DeepL. But again, here's where you can connect up to any of our supported apps, or even a custom app built for your Blackbird environment. Perhaps a business management or a project management tool, a TMS, a file storage tool, or an LLM. Here, we set up a regex using Blackbird utilities, so we can define the correct upload path back into AEM. In the content upload step, you can see we've passed that regex folder path and the DeepL emptied file back in here to update the specific language pages in AEM. Cool, so now that that is all set, we're just going to publish our bird. And with this configuration, everything's going to work just by setting a tag in AEM, and once a page is ready for localization, it's going to kick things off. So let's head over to AEM and check that out. This is the site we're focusing on, and we're going to check out the FAQ page that we want localized. We'll select it and edit it. On this page, we have a title, we have some text, and we've got some other different elements that all need to be translated. Let's open up the properties section of this page and check that out. And here, we're going to add a tag. Under our workflow tags, we'll set Ready for Translation. And we save the page. Back in Blackbird, our bird has already taken flight. You can see that it's already downloaded the content from AEM and started the DeepL machine translation process. We can observe the flight steps and see this was the page we just set the tag for. Here we can see the content that was generated. Blackbird assembled this into an HTML file that is well structured and, as I mentioned before, can be passed onto any tool that you need it to. In real time, we can monitor the progress of each step in our loop. Here you can see the regex has worked to create a folder path name for the French import. Now we just wait for the last language to be ready. And a successful flight. We'll head back over to AEM to see how it all went. Here's our English page. And the rest of our languages. We'll open up the German page to preview it. This was a quick machine translation of the content, so we can see a few spots that would have benefited from a human-in-the-loop review. But overall, the content flowed back in well, which was what we were trying to do here. Let's check out these elements right here. Yep, all good. A solid flow of content from and back into AEM. That'll do it for now, birdwatchers. We'll have more AEM demos and other content orchestration demos coming real soon.